Hi everybody, Marcy the golf professional at Southwick Park Golf Club. Now, the video is about the shot that you all have to master. Scratch through till 30 something, 40 something handicap. You have to get yourself around the chip and run, and you have to do it well nearly all the time. I'm telling you, I think you should master it because it's probably the lowest skill level shot in golf. And I believe it's probably one of the highest of importance for you to score well. So you need to understand what to do. You need to not make too many mistakes, and you need to practice this, because this honestly is going to knock all the shots off your score. Now, two things I see people doing wrong in chip and run: too high lofted club one. You want to try and get it so there's almost as much run as loft. Somewhere around there is always a good example of that. If I use my sand iron or my lob wedge from here, I've got to pitch it all the way nearly up to the hole, and it's just too high risk, too long a swing where you just don't need to do it, because basically you're just going to be putting with a club. So, well, and we've done these sort of technique videos before, but basically it's down the hand a little bit, toe up a little bit, left arm nice and straight. Use your arms and the club like this little shoulder. If you do it one-handed, it's almost more of that's what's going to happen through the shot. I'm going to talk about a few of the pitfalls as well, but I'm going to quickly just chip a few balls and try and get you to get your head around why it's not so hard, right? So I've chucked a circle down. I've literally had one chip, and I think it's about right. So my thing is, initially, if you wanted to practice this, you'd throw a few balls. Pretty good, wasn't it? That's a lovely throw. Right, okay. I want you to I want us all, not all of us, to finish within 6 feet of the hole. Chance to hold that putt, move on, never taking more than 3 from here. So initially you've got to find that ability to hit that landing area. So weight left side, down the handle a bit, firm left wrist through impact, nice light grip. Can you start to hit that little spot? So even if it's a tiny bit short of where it is perfect, and it's a tiny bit after, it should still give me that 6 foot. That was a bad one. I'm going to tell you why that was a bad one in a minute. But it's still okay. It's still down its target line. It's not a massive mistake. And this is, I'm going quite quickly now because I think this is what I want you to have a go at, to try and turn your brain off and just get these balls in that landing area relentlessly. A little break on this one, a little tiny bit to the right if you want to get it really good. It's going to come in from that side a bit at the end. So that's the second part about being good at chip and run. You're almost trying to read the putt section of it to get it exactly right. And I think after you've chipped a few, then just try and knuckle down a little bit and do it as if it were on the course. So what I'd like you to do on the course is make sure you're having your brushes. That is brushing the ground at impact. And if I don't do that, I'll either thin it or fat it. So you must try and get that little brush of the ground in order to get that right. Another one that was a bit short of its landing area, but you'll see that's turned out all right. Oh, I've held that one. So it's where you put your circle in the wrong place maybe. But that is what you need to try and relentlessly do. So regardless of your handicap, you can do this because the skill level is lowish, right? Mistakes, long and short. Decelerated swings, never going to work. Too jabby, quicky, wristy ones. You might get away with some, but distance control will be lousy. But if it was more like a putt, and you could putt from here if you wanted to, but there's lots of occasions where you can't. If it's more like a putt and you're still and you're nice and fluid on that little section, another one. Right, so that's 2 that I've hit behind the ball, even though they've turned out okay. So I've just, my mistake, released the club a little bit here. And you'll get that little early bump. If I exaggerate it, you'll see what I mean. You'll get see that banged into the ground a long way before the ball. So this is why you're out here now. So if that's my only mistake, I can work on that little part of not hinging too soon, firming up, hitting my spot, being nice and relentless again. You will have to hit a lot of balls to get this right. And you know, most of these that I'm chipping up here would give me a chance to hold that putt. Some will be tap-ins, and there'll be lots where I've got, I'm going to miss a few of them because I've, but you can see how relatively straightforward it is if you can get your head around this. So I had a great tip the other day. Lee Trevino on the TV says to this guy, how many club faces are there? And of course, as we always say, 1. And he says, no, you've got 3. 1 club head, 2, 3. So here's another reason why you might get a chip and run. If that doesn't marry up with your club face, obviously that sort of action would give you ones that would hop off to the right all the time. So make sure that all of that is correct at address. That is squarely in line with your blade, back of your left hand, and then we should all just travel through together. And there's another fat one. Right, right, concentration. Right, I'm gonna hit the last couple like I would want to on the course. So we're coming in. Does that feel about right? Think so? Now pick my landing area, try and discount the hole a tiny bit. I'm in the circle. Right, pretty good job. Right, that's a manageable shot. Just one final thing. I don't like all this weirdness. Just get into your putting position, and if you putted with, say, index finger down, you can definitely try some of that for your if that was your putting action, that could easily be your chip and run action. Matthew Fitzpatrick, I know we've done this before, left, below, right, but it'll all pretty much work for you as long as you can keep that equidistant swing length, some swings, some acceleration in the bottom part of your swing. So right, if this is one of the things that you must master, I'm going to move on to something that you need to tame, and something that I've heard a lot of lately that's ruining people's games. Get yourself out here and chip some balls on that putting area, and you will become a good little chip and runner, right? Okay, we'll move on to something trickier. Okay, so I just talked to you about a shot which I think that you should master regardless of your handicap. Now let's go to the extreme opposite, a shot that you need to at least tame, because this seemingly is my most heard card wrecking type thing, where people have a bit of a thing about these high-lipped bunkers, have a bit of a phobia. I've come to 13, it's probably the highest, I think it's the highest lipped bunker that I can think of. It must be, because you're going to have to elevate this ball around about 8 feet in the air to successfully make a decent shot. So let's go through a few things that may be killing you or may be giving you problems in these scenarios, right? So the first one is swing length. This swing needs a long, smooth, committed swing. So even though I'm just trying to dish it out to the other side, I'm going to need a long backswing. All right, so that accelerated long swing will help me get it out of the bunker. So why is that important? A very short, jabby, fast swing, probably, I've got one away, but it's going to run quite a long way past the flag. Now, quite often that sort of swing will drive into the slope. So if it's long through, long back, it must be long through again. So you must complete that swing, and we're going to go up to about shoulder height and accelerate it all the through. I'm pretty much making a full swing. I'm going to bring the camera head on so you can see what I mean. The second part obviously is your choice of club. So I've got my most lofted club, it makes sense. But be careful. So I've got a 60 with 13 degrees of bounce, quite a lot of bounce that I'm going to use in the bunker to bounce through it. If it's a very low bounce wedge, you know, 6-7 degrees of bounce, it might just dig in straight like a plow. So you got to be careful of that a little bit. So remember, those quitted, shortened follow through finishes won't have the momentum to get out. So you need to keep the life in it. So it's not necessarily a fast swing, but it's certainly like a smooth, like continuous acceleration. So that's that part of it. I'm just going to come like from head on so you can see like down the line of the bunker. There's Jake coming past doing his work. Okay, so I'm just going to take you head on, which is probably the more important aspect to look at. So you'll see that swing length better head on here. And that's that softness you need. Right, release of the golf club, really important in this bunker shot. There is going to be some release as I use the bounce and let this hinge a little bit through the shot. That's soft little release. So the best way to explain that would probably be that. Try and feel like you're keeping the sand on the face of the golf club on the way through. So that would give you that feeling, or that'll get you up and smooth, and that part of it going quite well. So that's what I think. You're going to have to come and practice. You need to come and practice, really. I mean, I think that's what I was saying to someone the other day. If you only have you're only in one bunker occasionally over a period of a few weeks, then every time you get in one, it's going to be difficult. So you need to get these bugs out in practice. So you're going to have to come into these bunkers and just have a go, really. The practice bunker is good enough to do this if you rake a bit of sand up and use it a little bit. So yeah, a shot that you have to tame, and that chip and run is a shot that you have to master. Okay, see you all next week. So you can see this swing here, the Ian has corrected back in position.